Bands have been seen targeting men aged 25 to 60, sometimes even younger, snatching them from public places like bars, streets, and vehicle registration offices with little to no warning.
So I had this Ukraine guy reach out to me after he saw my Zelensky video, but he was basically like, dude, you're spot on. Zelensky is threatening and it's awful here in Ukraine. He said, please let Americans know what kind of democracy is going on here. I'm not even talking about the simple fact that our borders are closed for all men of military age, which is 18 through 60. We can't leave the country. We can't even leave our towns or villages because there are checkpoints with the police and military recruiters everywhere. We don't have any real opposition. We don't have any real independent media. We don't have election. They can also spray gas into your car and set you on fire if you don't get out.
This is where involvement with the NATO war machine leads.
The answer from European capitals has been as resounding as it is clear. We are in an era of rearmament. And Europe is ready to massively boost its defense spending, both to respond to the short-term urgency to act and to support Ukraine, but also to address the long-term need to take on more responsibility for our own European security.
Senator Angus King is an independent from Maine, serving on the Armed Services and Intelligence Committees.
I always try to think of, what's the argument on both sides? I cannot think of a rational argument for pulling our support from Ukraine.
And what should Congress be doing about Ukraine?
I think they have to start speaking up, because if we persist in walking away from Ukraine, it will be the greatest geopolitical mistake that this country's made since World War II.
As Zelensky continues to threaten the United States that it will become embroiled in Ukraine's quagmire if Article 5 is triggered.
The U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight, because it's NATO that we're talking about, and they will be dying.
Everybody knows Zelensky's a liar. Everybody knows he's a horrible person. Everybody knows that there's record-level human trafficking, sex slavery, snuff films, organ harvesting, hundreds of billions stolen, NATO blowing up Nord Stream pipeline, Zelensky and NATO. Zelensky's got caught 2 years ago firing missiles into Poland, trying to blame the Russians, but the Poles had good missile defense and shot them down, so they didn't fully detonate.